Good morning. I am Guruswamy K, Head of the Department of Physics, IDSC Government College, Chikmagalur. In this video, I am going to present a lecture on electricity and electromagnetic theory. This is my sixth session, belongs to the program 2nd BSc, 4th SEM, paper 4. The title of the paper is Electricity and Electromagnetic Theory. In this session, we are going to discuss the concepts of vector potential and torque on dipole in a magnetic field. Okay, in the previous discussion we discussed about the applications of Ampere's law or Ampere circuital law. In this session, we are going to discuss the concept of vector potential and torque on a dipole in a magnetic field. I am going to give a brief introduction connected with the vector potential. It is clear that a scalar potential is not useful for discussing a magnetic field, except in special cases where the current flows in a single loop. There we are going to use the concept of scalar potential to define the flux density or the field strength. Mathematically, we have that curl B is equal to mu naught J. In accordance with the Ampere circuital law, curl B is equal to mu naught J, where J is the current density. It's not in general zero, so that the condition for introducing scalar potential do not exist. There is, however, quite another different way of setting up a potential function, which is much more general and equally useful. This setup is what we call as vector potential. The scalar potential is applicable for the steady fields. In the case of electrostatic, we are going to use the concept of scalar potential, but in the case of magnetostatics or in electromagnetism, okay, that the concept of scalar potential is no longer useful. Thereby, you have to set the new type of potential function, that is what we call vector potential, which is used to describe the field strength, okay, for the time varying fields. The fundamental characteristics of a potential is that, the vector potential is that it is a function that we differentiate to get the vector field. Vector potential is a function. If we differentiate that function, we get a vector field. That is the one characteristics of vector potential. Second one is, hence the vector potential solution for the magnetic field of current. Vector potential solution for the magnetic field of current has the same useful features as that of concept of scalar potential in electrostatic field. Once again, I am going to repeat this point. Hence the vector potential solution for the magnetic field of current has the same useful features as that of concept of a scalar potential in electrostatic field. The last characteristic, the existence of vector potential is based on divergence of B equal to 0, is always satisfied by magnetic induction. The existence of vector potential is based on div B is equal to 0. The divergence of B concept is discussed in the previous semester. Div B is always 0 because the magnetic lines of force or field lines are continuous closed curves. Thereby, the divergence of B is equal to 0. Again, the divergence of B is nothing but the flow of flux to the given surface under consideration. Okay, thereby here, again div B equal to 0 tells about the magnetic monopole does not exist in the universe. Always the magnetic poles are exist in dipole. Okay, so is always satisfied by magnetic induction. So the few characteristics of vector potential. Now, for a magnetic field we have div B equal to 0. For vector algebra, from vector algebra we have divergence of curl of a vector is equal to 0. This is discussed in the previous semester, this theorem. Del dot del cross A equal to 0, where A is a vector function of position, where A is a vector function of any vector function, or say here arbitrary vector function. Okay, then in that case, divergence of curl of that vector function is equal to 0. Hence we can write B is equal to curl A. Where A is any vector function, the magnetic induction or magnetic flux density should be is equal to curl of vector function A. If that is the case, then del dot B is equal to del dot del cross A. del dot del cross A. Here A is called vector potential. Here A is called vector potential. Therefore, the vector A, curl of which is equal to the magnetic field B, is known as vector potential. This is about a brief discussion connected with vector potential. In the examination, we may ask for 2 marks, okay, about this concept of vector potential, okay. Next, we are going to discuss one more concept, that is torque on a dipole in a magnetic field. Torque on a dipole or moment of couple in a on a dipole in a magnetic field. For that, let's consider a rectangular coil DEFG carrying a current, let it be I, and suspended in a uniform magnetic field B. Suspended in a uniform magnetic field B. The direction of field is parallel to the plane of the coil is as shown in figure. The direction of B is parallel to the plane of the coil and perpendicular to the sides, that is ED and FG. Like that. Here we found that if you consider the faces ED and FG, the direction of current is reversed. Okay. Here in the case of ED, the face of the coil, okay, or side ED, here the current flows downwards, vertically downwards, whereas in the case of FG, the current flows in the upward direction. Thereby here, due to this motion of current or charges across this section of the conductor, some electrical force acting on the charged particles, say, or net flow of charge across this section of the conductor. And here the forces acting on the side ED and as well as FG is found to be equal in magnitude, because the same current will flowing through these two sides but opposite in direction. Thereby, when two equal, unlike parallel forces acting on a body which constitute a moment of couple or torque. It's also discussed in PU classes. There we are discussing the moving coil galvanometer or suspended coil galvanometer theory. You are discussing these concepts. Once again, we are going to deal the same thing. Okay, so here this diagram, the second diagram, shows the direction of these forces. Unlike parallel forces, they are acting in opposite direction. Again, that makes an angle theta with the direction of the magnetic field. The magnitude of these forces, and hence the resultant of these forces is nothing but what? The moment of couple or torque. The magnitude of torque depends upon what? The angle theta. If theta is 90 degree, then later we are going to discuss that one. The maximum force would act on the each face of the coil. Okay, thereby the torque or moment of couple experienced by this coil is also maximum, normal to the plane of this one. So next we are going to discuss that. Force on the side D is F is equal to IH into B. Then I is what? The flow of current. H is the length of this side, that is H. Okay, and B is the strength of the magnetic field where the coil is placed. Thereby, here that force is equal to IHB. Direction of this force is normal to the paper and towards reader. Again, the force on the side FG, will be equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. That is F equal to, again, magnitude is same. Direction of this force is normal to the paper and away from the reader. It's towards the reader, this is away from the reader. They are oppositely directed. Okay. Forces on the side DE and FG are equal and opposite and constitute a moment of couple or torque. Already explained this point. So sides EF and GD are respectively, okay, are parallel and anti-parallel to the field. Therefore, force on them is 0. Okay, for these sides, we observe this GD and EF. These sides, they are parallel to the magnetic field. The charged particle moving parallel to the magnetic field does not experience any sort of force. Thereby, force on these sides is found to be 0. So, torque on the coil, let it be taken as tau. Tau is equal to IH into L into B. The force into perpendicular distance, that gives what? Torque. Torque is equal to the force into perpendicular distance. Tau is equal to IHLB, that is equal to IAB, where here H into L nothing but area of the coil. H into L gives what? Length into breadth, area of the coil, that is equal to IAB, where L cross H is equal to area of the coil. So tau is equal to IHLB, that is equal to IAB. For N turns, Okay, here if you consider only one turn, a single turn is considered in this coil. Okay, for that the expression of torque is IAB. If the coil consisting of n number of turns, then the expression for torque is found to be tau is equal to n into IAB. This is the expression for torque. For a general case, if the normal to the plane of the coil makes an angle theta with the field, then tau is equal to NIAB sin theta. NIAB sin theta. Here theta decides the magnitude of torque. If theta is equal to 90, then we get expression for maximum torque. That maximum torque is given by tau maximum, that is equal to NIAB, the maximum torque. For any values of theta, we found that the torque value is less than that of the maximum value. Like this, we are going to discuss the torque on a coil placed in a magnetic field. Torque on a dipole in a magnetic field. Instead of this coil, if you place a dipole, also a magnetic dipole, okay, that also experience the torque. There will be torque on a dipole in a magnetic field. So, a current carrying loop, the current carrying loop act as a magnetic dipole. Better here, instead of torque on a dipole in magnetic field, we should give the title current, this one, a current carrying loop in a magnetic field act as a magnetic dipole. That is a better. I think there is some mistake he has done here. Okay, sorry. This title is not suitable here. We are going to calculate the torque. Okay. Okay, no problem. Sorry. No problem. This is right. Torque and a dipole in a magnetic field. We are calculating the torque. In the next class, we are going to discuss that concept. That is a current carrying loop or a coil placed in a magnetic field experience a torque that act as a magnetic dipole. That is discussed in the next session. With this, I am going to end this session. Again, here we discussed two concepts. First one is the concept of vector potential, another one is torque on a current carrying coil. So both are for short notes questions. In these concepts, we should ask 2 marks questions in the examination. Addition to that, here we may set some problems on this torque. There may be a problem on torque expression also. With this, I am ending this session. Thank you one and all.